I'm Olive Nete. It's so wonderful to have your company tonight. Now to the news in details. As we begin this edition of the news, let us inform you that on Sunday afternoon at Rugwiro village, President Paul Kagame received the outgoing Egyptian ambassador to Rwanda, Rania El Bana, as she ends her tour on duty. Ambassador Rania El Bana had been representing her country here in Rwanda since August 2021. Moving with Business Insider Africa ranking Rwanda 8th among countries that consume the most alcohol based on GDP, the country's First Lady has issued a message urging people to choose wisely when it comes to consuming such beverages. In her message, Her Excellency Jeanette Kagame pointed out that drinking less is only logical, and her words were not directed towards those that have their alcohol use under control, though she did also stress that even those in control must remain vigilant, for they are nevertheless dealing with a dangerous substance, and that most importantly and pressingly, those being drowned by the drink should fight it. She also reminded that the reality of alcohol is not what is depicted in TV advertisements and movies, especially when excess occurs, and even though overdrinking is a global rising problem, Rwandans should choose different, and noted that denying the problem exists only makes it worse both for individuals and societies in general. She also encouraged those fighting alcoholism, saying they are supported in their struggle and that self-esteem improves with discipline. That is a great message indeed. And now to agricultural matters. Farmers in the Eastern Province have been given 1 year to ensure that all of their cattle have proper sheds, otherwise they will face fines. The decision was made during a general meeting that brought together officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, together with those involved in the agricultural sector, with the aim of increasing productivity. Farmers in the province have committed to seeing the resolution implemented during the next 12 months. Farmers in the Eastern are allowed to cultivate 70% of their land, with remaining 30% to be used for the construction of sheds for their domestic animals like cows. The Eastern Province has more than 400,000 cows and more than 10,000 sheds for them. Yet milk production in the province has remained below 250,000 liters per day, and the powder milk producing factory under construction that will become operational in November this year and require double that amount of milk per day. Now to education matters. A number of teachers across the country have been asking that the process of their being able to change the schools that they teach in be simplified, with swaps among them allowed, so that they may be closer to their families and reduce travel costs. The Rwanda Basic Education Board has announced that with effect from Monday, requests for transfers by teachers will be done digitally, making the process much easier. The issue has been particularly important for married couples in the teaching profession, but posted in two completely different parts of the country. Thanks to the new system, teachers in such dilemma will be quickly facilitated to remedy the situation without affecting their jobs or the studies of their students. As of the 2023-2024 academic year that will begin on the 25th of this month of September, Rwanda has more than 102,000 teachers and other administrative employees in her schools, and that number is expected to increase by more than 6,000. Now to other matters. About 120,000 smartphones have been issued to people through the Mache program of MTN that has been ongoing for 9 months. Additionally, the Bank of Kigali notes that these smartphones are worth 16 billion Rwandan francs. Follow the details on the story.
In various shops that sells mobile phones in the city of Kigali, people are registering so that they can get latest smartphones to be repaid in installments through the Mache program.
Among the requirements, you need to have an ID card. Your mobile money account must be debit-free, and also your bank account. It should be active at least for the past 6 months without a SIM swap. Then you need to start the process by giving 14,000 to 15,100 Rwandan francs, and then you get your mobile phone.
Depending on the agreements made, if the phone is stolen or if its screen breaks, The facilitations made, as Frank Nambara from Techno Yes Phone explains.
In the case when the phone is stolen, we follow the rules and regulations and then give him or her another phone. If the screen is damaged, we replace it only once.
In just 9 months since the launch of the Mache Mache program, 120,000 smartphones have been provided. All of the smartphones issued are worth 16 billion Rwandan francs. Dr. Diane Karusisi, the Chief Executive Officer of Bank of Kigali, points out that those who request these loans pay appropriately and that the goal is to reach 500,000 people who are in need of these smartphones.
The interest rate that is charged is very much aligned with what is in the market, because we charge 2% per month. This is very much aligned with any loan that anyone can take in the financial sector. And what we see is that people appreciate using a smartphone, and as a result, they pay without any problem. And I could even say this is one of our best performing products, because the default rate is very low.
By 2027, the Ministry of ICT and Innovation aims to reach at least 80% of adults having smartphones, and 90% of all households in the country should at least have a phone. According to Gordon Karema, the Director General of Digital Transformation at the Ministry of ICT and Innovation, they will focus on those in large groups to achieve the goal. In Rwanda, 82% of those who have reached the age of owning mobile phones have them, while 30% have the latest smartphones. Those who have basic knowledge in technology are 35.1%, and the goal is that in 2024, this number will reach 60%.
Moving ahead to other matters, in the last 6 years here in Rwanda, 8,272 families have been relocated out of high-risk zones and into modern settlement across the country, helping to save countless lives and improve social welfare. One such settlement is in Nyarugenge district, where 4 years ago, 240 were given safe new homes. Testimonies given by those who have been relocated show that the change has been for the better, with them urging those still in high-risk zones to leave as soon as possible, especially now that the rainy season has begun. The modern settlement give residents access to infrastructure and facilities that would otherwise not be possible, as well as developmental projects to help them to increase their income. Rwanda's leadership has reiterated that the country's people deserve the best that can be offered, and all across the country modern settlements have continued to be built with the objective of accelerating national development. Now to health matters. From Monday 11th, throughout the country, the second dose of polio vaccine will be administered to children of 7 years and young. The Rwanda Biomedical Center notes that the vaccination program will continue as part of the regular vaccination program. We have details on the story.
From Monday 11th to Friday 15th September all around the country, there will be a vaccination campaign. Through this campaign, children of 7 years and young will be given the second dose. Hassan Siwomana, the Director of Vaccine Programs at the Rwanda Biomedical Center, points out that since the program started, it has been successful and productive.
The vaccination program will be carried out in 2 categories, but the activities of regular vaccination will continue as usual because we are only providing one type of vaccine, which is the polio vaccine. This means that children who receive the polio vaccine can still receive other vaccines in the package of the routine vaccination program.
According to the Rwanda Biomedical Center, there won't be any dose that will be provided to children after these 2 provided, even though there are babies born after the program or children who skip these vaccines. Dr. Rosette Nahimana, the immunization program focal point at the World Health Organization, explains the reason why drops are provided instead of injections.
Indwara zandura binyuze mu kanwa bikajya mu rwungano ngogozi, inkingo ziba.
There are diseases that are acquired through the digestive tract. The best way to prevent them is to administer the vaccine by using drops. Polio is caused by poor hygiene, and this can also lead to such diseases. That is why the way to prevent the disease is by administering the vaccine through the digestive tract.
Ku buryo ya virusi y'imbasa nihagera itahatambuka.
The program of providing drops was stopped 7 years ago due to the fact that the second type of polio was eradicated worldwide. After stopping drops, only injections were provided.
It is indeed important to give our children vaccination. Now moving ahead, parents in Kigali City have been commending the government for championing the renovation of playgrounds and youth development centers, saying they have provided venues for young people to socialize in constructive ways while developing their talents at the same time. This is especially true during the school holidays when children must find ways to pass their time while waiting for their studies to resume. The parents are therefore asking that neighborhoods in the cities that do not yet have such facilities are also provided with them because they make a big difference. The government of Rwanda has continued to push for the construction of sporting facilities in different parts of the country so as to help young people to develop their talents and, when possible, even seek to become professionals in different sporting disciplines, helping the continent to better utilize its sports raw talent. The youth development centers where such facilities are being built are also cater the proper development of characters of young people through the promotion of cultural values, not just their sporting talents. Moving to other matters, with the rainy season now underway, people living in high-risk zones in Kigali City have again been urged to take measures to protect themselves, especially with weather forecasts indicating that torrential rainfall is expected to be more severe than usual. Figures indicate that 85% of the 3,131 families in the city living in high-risk zones are renting their homes. In Chichichiro district, officials have confirmed that more than 140 families are to be assisted to leave high-risk zones for safer ones. In May this year, more than 130 people were killed by flash floods and landslides in the provinces, with damage to infrastructure amounting to more than 300 million Rwandan francs. Since 2018, as many as 7,961 natural disasters have occurred in the country, claiming the lives of 1,209 people. And on behalf of the entire news production team, thank you for staying with us. Have a blessed and fruitful week ahead. See you next.